Friends, hello and welcome on TechGuruSpeaks.com. Today I would like to talk about one of the most important things of Java programming, that is Java Abstract Class. Abstract classes in Java are used to declare common characteristics of subclasses. In other words, we can say that by using abstract class, we can provide a generic definition for more subclasses. Abstract classes cannot be instantiated. It can only be used as a superclass for other classes that extend the abstract class. Abstract classes are declared with the abstract keyword. It can include methods that contain no implementation. It contains a declaration only and it doesn't have any body. These are called abstract methods. An abstract class can contain no abstract methods also. If a class has any abstract methods, whether declared or inherited, the entire class must be declared abstract. Abstract methods are used to provide a template for the classes that inherit the abstract methods. Abstract classes must be subclassed and actual implementation must be provided for the abstract method, because the methods that we write in terms of abstract classes basically are not having any body, they are just declarations, so they should be implemented in the subclass. So that is actually using the concept of method overriding. Now just I will move to the demonstration part, which will be done by using the NetBeans IDE, one of the most popular IDEs for Java program. So let's move to the NetBeans IDE for demonstration. So first I will take a Java SE project, that means Java Standard Edition project, for demonstrating the abstract class in Java. So first I will create a class. Say the name of the class is abstract class test. So first I will remove the unnecessary comments and say, for example, now I would like to create a class which will be declared as abstract. First I will not include the abstract keyword to show you that it will give you some compilation error. Say for example I am having a class named shape with an instance field with of type double. Now we have a constructor so it would like to initialize the value of this variable. Now I have got a method which will be used for displaying the value of this variable, like named pi. So now I'll declare a method here which doesn't have any body. Say for example it is named area and the parameters are length and breadth, and both of them are of type double. So it is showing compilation error because the method doesn't have any body, so it must be declared as abstract. Now if a particular method in a class is considered to be an abstract method, that means doesn't have any body, is having the declaration part only, should be declared as abstract. So in that way the abstract class has been defined. So it is named shape, it can have constructor, though it cannot be instantiated, but still it can have a constructor. It can have concrete method like void show, and this is the abstract method. So now I will be creating a subclass of it, say class rectangle extends shape. So it will be showing error because I have not implemented the abstract method here by using overriding. So now I will be taking the suggestions as it is suggested by the NetBeans ID. So it is basically an overridden method, and now I would like to write the specific implementation for this method. So the formula is length into breadth. It is the typical formula being used. So it is the instance field of the class shape, that is basically an abstract class which doesn't have any object, and it is having a constructor though it cannot have object. It is the concrete method, and it is basically an abstract method. I can also write here comments like constructor. It is basically a concrete method. Like an abstract class can have a concrete method. We can have an abstract class that doesn't have a basically kind of method that is known as abstract method. It can also happen. So it is basically an abstract method. I can show it to you also, like if I just omit the line, it is not showing any compilation error. That means what? An abstract class may not contain any abstract methods as well. Yeah. So now I can have another class named square, which is basically a subclass of shape. So here the length and breadth are same, so I am passing or only taking the length as the, because it is like length into length, because all the sides are of equal length. So these are basically subclasses. So whether it is rectangle class or whether it is square class, or you can also take here the example of, say for example, circle. Like you can have a circle class also. So in that way I have considered three subclasses. Just have a look at the program here. I have got the abstract class named shape, which is having three subclasses. So it is the subclass number 1 named rectangle, subclass number 2 that is the square, and subclass number 3 that is the circle. Now I would like to create the main method from where the program execution will begin. So now I will be trying to create an object of the shape, which is basically an abstract class. If I am trying to do so, it will be giving you compilation error because abstract class cannot have object. So shape is abstract, cannot be instantiated as suggested by NetBeans IDE. That means it is giving you compilation error. So it is not allowed in Java. So that has been shown here. Like I have told it several times that abstract class cannot have objects. Now I'll be writing here one of the subclass, like say for example rectangle. Now it is considered to be a valid statement. So now I'll be trying to calculate the area for each of the say region, whether it's a rectangular region, square region, or circular region. So suppose it is named area 1 plus like s dot. Suppose I am passing here two values 20 and 10. So 20 is the value of length and 10 is the value of breadth. So now if I run this program, you can see it here. It is showing the area. Now I will be using the same reference of the superclass, which is basically an abstract class. So it can now point towards a square, which is basically an example of upcasting. So now I will be using here area 2. So the second argument can be made 0. Say for example it is 15. So just I'm trying to run the program. It is showing the value, like showing the result. So length into length. The second argument is basically made as 0. So now for the last subclass, that is called circle, I can write here new circle. So it is basically area 3. Say for example I am passing here 10. Now I am trying to run the program. So it is basically showing the result. So that means what? Though the abstract class cannot have objects, it can have constructor, which is one of the most astonishing feature of Java abstract class. Now whenever I will be trying to create an object which will be referring the superclass reference S, so that means it will be basically running the code statements inside the constructor of the abstract class. So that is why whenever I will be trying to make an object which is being pointed by the reference of the superclass, it is basically implicitly calling the abstract class constructor. So you can check it also here, like by calling the method named show. So if it is showing the up-to-date value, that means you will be sure that the code has been activated here whenever I will be trying to create an object of the subclass which is being pointed by the superclass reference here. So it's working fine. That means whenever I will be trying to create the subclass object which is being pointed by the superclass reference, so it is basically calling the constructor of the superclass, which happens to be an abstract class, and it will be get called implicitly. So that means the variable pi will be having some value, that is basically 3.142. Now if I am having this superclass reference which is basically pointing towards the object of the rectangle class, can now call this concrete method, and it is showing here the value of the variable that is known as pi. So I hope that you have understood the concept of abstract class in Java. It is basically going to provide the general definition for many classes, and if you have an abstract method within an abstract class, which is not mandatory that an abstract class is always having an abstract method. It may contain concrete methods as well, it may have constructor also, but the thing is that it cannot have objects. So you should initialize the superclass reference, that is the abstract class itself, with its subclass object, and it becomes mandatory that in the subclass the abstract method must be overridden. So that means overriding becomes compulsory. So that is the feature of abstract class. So I hope that you have understood the logic of abstract class and you will be able to implement the concept in your program in near future. I also hope that you have thoroughly watched my video, and if you like this video, then please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Here comes the URL of my YouTube channel. Please visit my website. You will get a lot of useful information here, techguruspeaks.com, and this is the official email ID. Have a nice day. Thank you very much.